astronomers say they're hearing signs from deep space. They're not sure what they are. It's only the second time in history they've heard these signals, and they're not ruling out aliens as the cause behind it.
So they're a bit of radio noise that goes right down the radio dial. It's like a slide whistle. If you could hear it, it would be like that, but in a tenth of a second or less, an eye blink. And we've found 60 of these things.
From the observations we have so far, it looks like it's a very elongated object, maybe about a quarter mile in length.
We think this object, 2017 U1, is very long, perhaps 400 meters or so long, and very narrow, skinny, perhaps maybe 40 meters or so in the other dimensions. That's a very unusual shape. We don't see that in our solar system. None of the asteroids in our solar system look like that. So it's very puzzling how it could have obtained this shape.
Oh my God.
To the state of emergency in California, where the governor is asking the White House for help after the largest earthquake in Southern California in 20 years. Meanwhile, people on the ground there bracing for more aftershocks and the possibility of an even larger quake. ABC's Marcus Moore right there in Ridgecrest. Marcus, good morning to you.
California on edge overnight as residents try to recover from back-to-back violent earthquakes.
Get under the table, get under the table. Oh my God.
While still bracing for aftershocks.
I was screaming for my husband. It was pretty scary with all the water coming out.
The shaking so severe, watch this woman struggle to get up. Thousands evacuating in the wake of the 7.1 magnitude quake that rocked Southern California, leaving thousands without power and many homes in shambles.
We all, I think, have a unique role and responsibility to prepare individually to be prepared for the next earthquake of magnitude even greater.
We're making sure that nothing is going to come down in the studio here.
And it is going for quite a bit, everybody. It continues
this is a very strong
rattle
earthquake.
Pretty strong here.
8:21 here on the air. We're experiencing very strong shaking. Wow. I think we need to get under the desk.
All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back after this.
Back.
Wow.
Giant sinkholes opened up in the Cayman Islands. The earthquake struck just after 2 this afternoon, causing panic in areas where the jolt was much stronger. So far, no reports of widespread damage or injury there either. But there is concern about aftershocks, especially after just hours later, a 6.1 struck the area.
Deadly tornadoes sweeping through one of those Super Tuesday states, Tennessee.
At least 2 tornadoes touched down, including one that caused heavy damage near downtown Nashville. We're learning that at least 7 people are now confirmed dead in the metro area. Emergency crews are dealing with about 40 collapsed buildings.
Oh my God.
The tornado filled the sky as it churned across Tennessee's state capital just before 1 a.m. Lightning and power surges were visible, leaving tens of thousands without electricity.
Wildlife officials in BC are trying to figure out why dozens of birds literally dropped from the sky dead. Witnesses say they'd never seen anything like it.
As you can see on the road.
Look.
No, this is like something of a fucking movie. This is crazy.
What will Storm Kira destroy in its path? People aren't waiting for answers here in Yorkshire. The flood sirens indicate a region ready for flooding, but that doesn't mean living through it gets easier.
The big wheel on Central Pier is rotating on its own with the wind.
No one's braving the beach in Worthing. And in Holyhead, it's the cars that are swimming.
We're going to begin with this, the wildfires that are raging in California. They've now damaged or destroyed dozens of homes and other buildings. Punishing Santa Ana winds spread flames through subdivisions in Southern California.
The firefight in the canyons north of Los Angeles continued into the night as structures burned, forcing evacuations.
There are dozens and dozens of families on this block here.
In Northern California, the cause of the Kincaid fire, which consumed more than 10,000 acres, is still unknown.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
That's the fire. Literally at the mountain. We're just going. Okay, we're evacuating right now though.
Look how close the fire is. It's literally right there. God. Oh, these people's houses. No way.
What started out as an approximate 50-acre fire has now grown into 250 and growing. There's approximately 3,300 homes that are under mandatory evacuation. And we have approximately 500 firefighters from the ground and air battling those areas.
A SARS-like virus, which has infected hundreds in China, has now reached the United States. Airports around the world are stepping up health screenings on passengers arriving from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the outbreak.
China is urging its citizens not to travel abroad as it struggles to contain the virus that has now killed more than 100 people. The total number of confirmed cases is now at more than 4,500.
France was the first country in Europe to confirm cases of coronavirus. Now it's the first to record a fatality linked to the outbreak.
The world spends billions of dollars preparing for a terrorist attack, but relatively little preparing for the attack of a virus.